Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the newly rebranded Pride and Passion Baseball Talk. I am your host, Amir Sharaz Ortiz, aka Amir Ortiz, Poppy Ortiz, or you can follow me on Twitter or on Facebook or on the Instagram, Poppy Ortiz02. Welcome back, everybody. We take a couple weeks hiatus due to personal reason. We are rebranding, or we have rebranded under new management per se. We're just trying to have fun. We're just trying to have fun, be professional while we're doing it, and discuss some baseball. Let everybody know we are here to talk baseball. Thank you for everybody. We're still trying to get the kinks out of it, as they say. But we're good. We're good to go. We are dressed for success. We are starters. We are no longer bench warmers. For those of you who don't get it, look it up. Great movie. Don't worry about it. Just watch it. Trust me. I am looking for suggestions, looking for questions, looking for comments. Please post wherever you can. We are live on different platforms. We are live on different groups, different chats. We're also on YouTube. Look us up on YouTube, Pride and Passion Sports Talk. Let's see where we're at here. Yes. Got it. All right. We are live. Thank you for everybody. Now let's see where we at, where your team's at. Let's see what are we talking about. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this. So let me get the rust out the way. Thank you again for everybody who supports us. Please continue to support us. Share. The main thing is share, even if you don't watch it live. Even if you don't watch it live, please share. Need everybody to just support us. Share, show what we do. And thank you. Let's start out with the American League East. These are your standings. If you don't see your team on top, email them, call them, root better, root harder, root louder. Do what you got to do to get to the top. The top starts with the New York Yankees, the best team in Major League Baseball right now. It's kind of crazy. Usually we don't say that. We don't say the best team in baseball. But hey, I don't see our show on Pride and Passion Sports Talk. My producer to get our show up there. Quick side note, if we can do that, please do that. New York Yankees 22-8. They haven't started out this hot since 2003. 2003 they came out, I believe it was 19-3, 18-3, somewhere along those lines, and they ended up in the World Series that year, losing to the Miami Marlins. Back then was the Florida Marlins. And that's okay. The Yankees are usually slow starters, and they have been for a while, and it's kind of scary starting off this fast, this good. But as a fan, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Best team in the majors, best pitching team in the American League. 2.60 ERA, earned run average. What can I say? I'm enjoying this team. Clutch hitting. Gio Urshela was asked the other night. Now, he was traded to the Minnesota Twins. What to like missing out playing Yankee baseball? His reply was, that the Yankees are playing boring baseball. I call BS on that as just being salty. If you want to call it salty, that's okay. It's whatever. It is whatever. But it is what it is. And we're here. The Yankees are here to play game-winning baseball, and they're doing it. Now, Tampa Bay is not that far behind. Now, granted, you might have the best record in the major leagues, but obviously that could change day to day. A lot of teams are fighting for that top position. And with a 162-game season, obviously, there's nothing that you can be proud of per se. And it's early. We're not even mid-May. We're barely. May was May 12th today. So a couple of days from being mid-May. It's early, and I get it. The Tampa Bay Rays, 19-13, 6-game winning streak. Of course, you can go on a 6-game winning streak and play the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners, but all they do is win against bad teams. They're supposed to. That's how you get on top. That's how you become division champions year after year. The Rays beat up on bad teams. That's what you give them that. Yankees struggle against bad teams. So if you want to win championships, beat up on those teams that struggle, beat up on those teams that sub 500 records, barely 500 or abysmal below 500. So sending a few notes to my producer here. We're in a learning curve. We're learning. We're starting new. We're moving forward with a new team. So be patient with us as we go forward. Again, thank you for supporting us as we get bigger, better, bigger and better. That's our goal. Toronto Blue Jays. Everyone thought that they were the clear favorites to win the AL East. I would say that my opinion, there was no favorite. I chose the Toronto Blue Jays and go back and look at the tape. Now I see it on Pride and Passion. Gotcha. Blue Jays are struggling, even though they're 2 games above 500. I'd rather be above 500, below 500. But as you can see, at the last 10, they're 3-7, minus 13 run differential. They're just not hitting the ball. You throw around Vladimir Guerrero all you want, and nobody else hits. And obviously, as a Yankee fan, I'm happy about that. But Yankees got beat up on by the Yankees. The Blue Jays got beat up by the Yankees. They lost 4 of the last 5, and this was last week. They're going to struggle. They're definitely going to struggle. So you got to pick up the pace. And obviously, the last 2 teams, surprisingly here right now, is the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox 11-20. Who would think going into the season at the Boston Red Sox would be 11-20? That's insane to me. But they got a problem. Red Sox got a problem. Do they keep Xander Bogaerts? That's the big news this past week. They're rumored to be talking to the St. Louis Cardinals to be trading Xander Bogaerts over to the Cardinals. What do you do if you're a Red Sox? Red Sox fans, chime in. If my producer can start tagging my Red Sox fans, Manny Paola and David Leroy Harding, I need to know, are you panicking yet? 11-20, 11 and a half games back. Are you panicking? If you're a Red Sox fan, that's crazy. Let's get to the Central. Let's get over to the Central. Minnesota Twins are on top, barely. They're barely on top, 18-12. It's not something to be proud of. They're still 2.5 games above, but hey, first place is first place, right? Whether it's an inch or there's a mile. Twins are 7 of the last 3. They're streaky. They were 8-2. They went on an 8-2 streak a couple weeks ago. Now they're 7-3. 7 plus 8 is 15. That's 15 or 18 wins right there, right? The last 10 games. So they need to get it together. They need to be more consistent, not be as streaky. But in a dismal American League Central, that's all you really need to do, right? Which is crazy to me. Quick story, not my story. I'll get to mine in a minute. The Twins started Yadier Molina from Cuba, rookie. Tuesday, he was on a mound warming up. Lightning strikes hit. The game was on a rain delay. Then the game got canceled. He didn't throw a pitch. He didn't throw a pitch. So here comes Wednesday. Wednesday comes around. The same pitcher is warming up. Yadier Molina back on the mound to start the game. What's crazy about this? You may ask. You ask again. My English is not very good looking. The 4th pitcher ever to debut without throwing a pitch. So the last one to do it was Larry Yount, if you recall, or any Yount for that matter. The only ones that we know is Robin Yount. obviously the superstar Hall of Famer from the Milwaukee Brewers. Larry Yount was the older brother of Robin Yount, hurt during the warm-ups and never pitched ever, like ever. Crazy story, right? Never pitched ever, like ever. Never have I ever pitched in the major leagues, and I bet you he's drinking, kicking himself in the butt, and yeah, getting hurt warming up. The rest of the Central goes out. White Sox 15-14, Cleveland at 500, 15-15. The Royals 10-18, which they should be a lot better than what they're doing, but they're just not. Unfortunately, they're just not. And Detroit is an abysmal 9-22. Those teams are just not scoring runs. Period. Which is insane to me. So, yeah, though that's your National League Central. Let's go over to the West. It's a two-headed fight here. It's a two-headed fight between the Angels and the Astros. Astros and Angels. Vice versa. I believe the Astros won earlier today. So they're 20-11. I think they went up by a half a game, or even or percentage-wise. They gone up. But right now, remember, these games are as of last night and the business and the closure. The Astros probably the hottest team in Major League Baseball right now. I hate to say that. I really do. They're probably the hottest team. They're 20-11. I think 21-11. 20-11, yeah, today. They won. They're 20-11. 9 out of 10. They won 9 straight victories. Justin Verlander is looking like 25, 26-year-old Justin Verlander. He almost threw a no-hitter the other day. Got a base hit in the 8th inning to break that up, and got pulled. But a year removed from Tommy John surgery, 2 years removed, sorry. Didn't pitch last year either. But 2 years removed from Tommy John surgery, a year recovery. Now he's back this season. He's leading the Houston Astros. He's wielding them on. He's leading them on, as you may say. And a healthy Justin Verlander can lead this team, if not the division title, to the playoffs. Remember the playoffs, 3 division winners, 3 wild card winners. Don't ever forget that. Your team can still make the wild card, even if it doesn't make the playoffs or win a division, I should say. So, Carlos Correa, who a lot of people are started the season upset that let Carlos Correa walk. I was confused as to why they just let him walk, considering the contract that Carlos Correa signed, which was 3-year, was it? Liberty Bibbity. Man, 3-year, $105 million. That's, what, 33 a year, 34, 35 tops for 3 years. But each year he has an opt-out clause. So pretty much it's a bunch of one-year wonder, one-year contracts. So it was feasible for anybody to sign him, So $35 million, 3 seasons, he can opt out after this year or the next The season he's having, I will not opt out this year. Granted, Minnesota can pitch around him, but he's struggling. He batted .255, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. So he's average. So who did Houston get to replace him? A man called Jeremy Pena, who has 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, only batting .245. He's getting on base, has 8 walks. But $35 million for Carlos Correa or $700,000 for Jeremy Pena. Who would you pick? Who would you have playing? Obviously, the player who will probably be an all-star if he continues at $700,000. And, it's crazy. And Major League Baseball contracts are weird. Everybody, if you don't know, the first 6 years of your contract are club controlled, which means you can't just opt for free agency, which means you just can't say, I want to get traded, which means you can't say, I'm going to sit out. You can be in the minor leagues for 6 years, and those 6 years counts while you're in the minor leagues as well. So just ask Aaron Judge, who's playing, almost for the bare minimum up until this year when he went into arbitration. But rookie contracts. You gotta Major League Baseball love those. And I can see why they went into a strike this year, because the rookie minimum went up. But 6 years, club controlled. So unlike the NBA or the NFL, you can cry if you want to, but this is the Major League Baseball owners party, and they can tell you to sit down in the minor leagues for 6 years or play in the major leagues for $700,000 and be an all-star. It's crazy, but it is what it is. The Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, that's the official name. You can look it up. I didn't make it up. Are 21-12, 6-4 last games and lost the last game plus 45 differential. These boys are hitting. These boys are hitting. Now, this week they had a no-hitter, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But they're top 10 in pitching, 3.37 ERA. No coincidence here, quite ironic, actually. Mike Trout's batting average is 337. So 3.37 ERA, Mike Trout batting 337. Coincidence? I think not. Mike Trout has returned to MVP form. The player out of New Jersey, if he can lead that team who's hitting. No, by the way, they're also the best hitting team in the major leagues. 271 hits, 45 home runs. The next best is the New York Yankees with 40. So just to show you that Anaheim Angels, see, even I get confused with the name. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Somebody write a petition. You guys cancel everything. Somebody write that up. That name got to go. That name got it. There's no reason you can't be from LA and Anaheim. Because if you've ever been to California, it's not the same. It's not. It's like saying the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim out of Hollywood. They're all boroughs, but they're not the same. Do better, people. Do better. Yankees. But guess what? The Angels, all they do is they win series. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4. They beat the rest out, the Nationals, Tampa Bay Rays. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're winning baseball. They're winning series. They're winning baseball games. And they're doing something they haven't done in years. That's beating the Houston Astros 2 out of 3 every now and again. Everybody know their Achilles heel, their thorn in their side, their big toe when you slam it against the bed. You know, that crap hurts. Has been the kryptonite, has been the Houston Astros. So if they can just beat the Houston Astros, obviously it's going to be a 2-team race between the Astros and the Angels. This is not a Disney movie. We're not doing Angels in the outfield. This is real life now. There's not Danny Glover is not going to come out here talking about just do whatever it is that was in the movies. But this is real. And the Angels are real. And it's good for baseball that the Angels are competing. It's great for baseball that the Angels are competing. So let's go over to the National League. Those are your American League standings. Let's go over to the National League. Dun, 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 dun. There's no surprise here that the Mets are running away with the division. Excuse me while I get my notes all together. Mets 22-11. I think they won today. They were 21-11, 22-11 today. They're top 10 in Major League Baseball in hitting. They're second in the National League in pitching. Surprisingly, because everybody thought they'll be number 1, but Jacob deGrom is still out. He's going to be out for a while. He was just moved yesterday from the 15-day IL, which is now the injured list. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know why they went from disabled. I forgot. Cancel culture all over again. Quick side note, y'all know that there was a petition to eliminate the bullpen? Like, they didn't want the relievers being herded as bulls when that's not what that meant. That's crazy, right? It's like, what are you doing out there, cancel culture? Man, that's insane to me. So the bullpen, the Mets are struggling just a little bit in the bullpen as the backside of the pitching. But second in the National League in pitching with a 3.29 ERA. The Mets lack power. They're hitting their butts off. They're hitting for average. They're getting total bases, clutch RBIs. My producer and good friend Fleck will love this next tidbit. When they lost 2 out of the last 3 to the Atlanta Braves. Much needed. I think it was more for the Braves than it was for the Mets. I don't think the Mets are worried about losing those 2 out of 3. They just beat the Nationals 2 out of 3 after that. but it was more for the Braves. Speaking of the Braves, they creeped up to second place, going from 4 to second. 15 and 17 is not something to be proud of. -6 differential, not something to be proud of. 5 and 5 in the last 10 games, not something to be proud of. What can I say? They're just not doing it. And for those that don't know or don't follow the schedule, again, I'm not here to insult anybody's intelligence, but you got the Padres and the Brewers as your next 6 games. Yeah, I don't see you winning those series either. So what do you do? What do you do if you're the Braves? Are you sellers at the trade deadline? Now, granted, trade deadline not to July 31st, July 30th, around there. Yes, they did. This is a very weak division right now. And honestly, I don't see them getting any better. I don't. Philadelphia has been disappointing. All they do is hit home runs and nothing else. Nothing else. All they do is hit home runs. Nothing else. They don't win. They don't pitch. They don't save. They don't get on base. I already knew Miami wasn't going to be keeping up the pace that they were at the beginning of the season. Granted, they're +9. But look at their last 10. 2 for 8. That's 2 wins, 8 losses, not 2 for 8. That'll be a 250 batting average. For you mathematicians, it is a very weak division. Very, very, very weak. And if they don't get it together, the Mets will run away with this by the end of this month, going into the All-Star break, which is in LA, by the way. LA Dodgers, not LA Angels of Anaheim of Hollywood. Yeah, I don't write these stories, I swear. Juan Soto is playing his butt off in Washington. And I pause for dramatic effect because that's it. That's it. A quick note, Philadelphia. Quick note. Bryce Harper has a UCL injury, which for those that don't know, those are mainly for pitchers. He can't throw the ball for at least the next 4 weeks. He maybe need Tommy John surgery, which is not that big of a deal if you're not a pitcher. But he can't play right field. Thankfully, MLB bailed out the Phillies, and he'll be their DH probably the rest of this season, not playing right field. So what does that mean? You'll have Kyle Schwarber as your right fielder, Max Castellanos as your left fielder, and Adruba Herrera center field. Quite possibly the worst outfield defensively in Major League Baseball. All right. Okay. Let's go to the Central. Milwaukee Brewers. This division here is just like DD says, and I agree. Juan Soto does need to go to a contender, but him being so young and cheap right now, I don't see the Washington Nationals doing that. Again, the 6-year club control contract. They just, Major League Baseball controls Juan Soto. I was going to say owned, but nobody's owned. They control his contract. They control what he does, what he's going to do, where's he going. Washington Nationals could do all that. And Juan Soto can just be Juan Soto and hit bombs and hit and plays and might be MVP or be an MVP discussion. But he's going to play for the minimum, and he ain't going nowhere. All right, the Central. Another weak division right now. And we expected that. We knew that. I think the surprise here actually is the Pittsburgh Pirates being 13-17 in third place. Now, a lot of you may say they're just 13-17. Yeah, well, they won 2 out of 3 with the Dodgers. And they continue to win 2 out of 3 against certain teams, and they get to 500. This team can make some noise. They might be buyers instead of sellers. This is the point where the Atlanta Braves were last year. Mediocre up until the All-Star break, and they went in and they bought and traded and got better. And as we know, got better, and they won the World Series. Disappointed in the Cardinals. 17-13. Yes, they got +31 differential. mainly because of Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, who's hitting the ball, crap out the ball. But that's all. That is it. That is it. So it's crazy. It is crazy. What do you got? The Cubs are nothing to be cubbish about. Seiya Suzuki is the only thing worth a damn. Can I say? I'm not gonna say worth a damn because all these guys, they're trying. They're Major League Baseball players. But are we paying to watch the Cubs play? And I'm not gonna touch the Cincinnati Reds. Holy crap! Or as like famous announcer for the Yankees growing up, Phil Rizzuto used to always say, "Holy cow! What are the Cincinnati Reds doing over there in Cincinnati?" I get it. They got rid of their whole team. And jeez. Yeah. So sooner or later, Milwaukee Brewers will run away with this division, hands down. Hands down, especially when they got the second best hitting team in the majors, first in the National League with 43 home runs. And when you got your 2018 MVP, Christian Yelich, playing like Christian Yelich, that's huge. That's huge. So the pitchers are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's why they're struggling a little bit. 5-5 in the last 10. They're leading the league and they're leading the majors in striking players out. They have a top 5 potentially starting rotation, but they're also high on their walk rate. Breaking news: Giancarlo Stanton just hit 116 miles per hour rocket home run in the first inning for the Yankees against the White Sox. They're up 2 runs to nothing. It's not the playoffs yet. Man, speaking of the playoffs, tune in tomorrow. All Sports Matter as we discuss why did Marcus Smart have the basketball at the end of the game. Focus, Amir. My apologies. That was just mind blowing to me. Let's get to the West. Let's get to the West. All right, the West. If you guys noticed here, all 5 teams are above 500. Unheard of, usually. Unfathomable? Is that a word? I think I just made it up. Fathomable. See, I'm learning English. It's not usual. The Rockies would have been a little bit higher if the Giants didn't sweep them. But, man, plus 78 run differential. The Dodgers are just hitting the crap out the ball. Best team in the National League, best record at 20-9. Yes, I know the Mets got 22 wins, but statistically, the Dodgers got the best record. They always do it because of the statistics, the losses. The losses dictate statistics, if you guys didn't know. So you always look at your percentages based off your losses. So the Dodgers having just 9 losses. They got a better record than the Mets. So, and the Dodgers can win the division again this year. They can. They're inconsistent though, but the inconsistency is because of their injuries. You know, they lost Brandon Belt for COVID, so he was out 5 to 6 games. They just got Levante Wade back. Longoria just came back yesterday, I believe. La Stella is coming back as well. So injuries have kind of hurt the Giants. And I will use the term hurt loosely. As you can see, being 19-12, the injuries are not really affecting them. So it's not that big of a deal for a good team as the Giants are. The Dodgers are 20-12. And so they're just there. You know, they're right there. Giants 19-12. The Arizona Diamondbacks are the surprise right now at 17-15. You guys, I don't know if you guys saw the blow up that they have with Madison Bumgarner the other day. So this West is interesting. I know it's late. You East Coast people are not seeing these games. But this division is going to be really close. So that means the Dodgers can't run away with it. I still imagine the Dodgers winning the division, I do. But the Padres, they also are too dealing with injuries. They just got Luke Voigt back with 2 home runs in his return yesterday. He's always been injury prone. They need Tatis. It's hard to imagine winning a division title without Fernando Tatis Jr. Their outfield, I think they must trade for an outfielder now. But when I say trade for an outfielder now, I think they meant sign Robinson Cano now. I don't get that signing. For those that don't know, Robinson Cano signed with the Padres today. Part-time player. He'll probably be on his way out like Albert Pujols is with the Dodgers. But Albert Pujols will be making his way to the Hall of Fame, as Robinson Cano will not, even though he has the numbers. Steroids will always hold him back, and that'll always hurt him. So those are your standings. American League, National League. Where does your team rank? Let's move on. I think we're on power rankings. As you can see, in power rankings, they still got the Dodgers on top. Yes, the Yankees are major league leaders. That's okay. That's okay. I still believe the Dodgers are the best team to beat right now. And they will be probably the rest of the season. You got the Yankees, Mets, Brewers, Rays rounding out the top 5. I was watching MLB earlier today, and ESPN for that matter, trying to get my scoops for the NFL schedule. I think it's already released or about to be released or is releasing right now. Either way, they got the Astros at number 5, seeing as they won the last 9. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that either. With the Padres, Blue Jays, Angels, Astros, and Twins, I believe the Blue Jays will drop out of this top 10 sooner than later, as will the Twins. The Angels will move up. Astros definitely move up. Rays, I think, will be somewhere in the middle. But these 8 of the top 10 teams here will be in the power rankings for the rest of the season. And again, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But I don't see this changing. Usually everybody's waiting for the Mets to be the Mets, but with the rest of the division not stepping up, if the Mets were in the West, I could see them having some issues with the Giants, Dodgers, Padres, teams like that. But the Braves, Phillies, Marlins, and Nationals are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So Mets should run away with this division. The Brewers, again, the 2-team race in the Central with the Cardinals, they'll be there. The Rays, I think, will flip-flop anywhere from 3 to 10 all season long. They'll go on good stretches because they beat up on bad teams. That's exactly what they do. Just smart. They struggle against good teams. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. And these here are your power rankings. What we got next? Speaking of the Rays not hitting and struggling against good teams, Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter. The Angels blew them out 12-0. A bunch of home runs by Mike Trout, Ohtani, Tyler Ward. Well, who is Reed Detmers? First no-hitter of the season. I believe they'll quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's the first no-hitter of the season. I might have missed one. I'm not sure. My producers can look that up for me, please. Reed Detmers, 22-year-old lefty. This was only his 12th career start, right? 12th career start and throwing a no-hitter. That's insane to me. Here's some stuff you might not know about Reed Detmers. I think I'm a stab Fleck more in the gut with this, so he'll probably be mad when I tell him. But he was drafted by the Atlanta Braves out of high school. In 2017. He decided not to go to Atlanta, but instead he opted to pitch for Louisville. So he wanted to go to college instead of pitch for the Atlanta Braves. Let that sink in. Crazy, right? I don't blame him. Maybe he would have pitched in the World Series last year. Maybe not. He wasn't that good last year. But he was drafted 2020. First round, 10th overall by the Angels. Obviously, he went to college and got better. You know, he went from 32nd round for the Braves, first round for the Angels. Good for him. So this is his second season officially. He's still a rookie. 1-3 last year with a 7.4 ERA. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Reed Detmer was not ready last season. But look like he is this season. He's 2-1, 3.77 ERA. This was just his 12th start. My hat's off you, Reed Detmers. Good job. 12th career start. Can nobody ever take that from you? If you do nothing else the rest of your career, the rest of your life, he got a no-hitter. That is insane to me. Congratulations. Speaking of the Angels, let's go from one hot Angel to another. Tyler Ward. There's a lot of ones by there. First and OPS first. Yeah, I can't see. That's how I'm gonna go with what I wrote down. He used to be or was a career subpar hitter. Okay. So, hey, we're working this. All right, don't laugh at me. We'll get it together. It might be me. It might be my eyes. This has nothing to do with production. Okay? Nothing to do with production. But I can see it now because I'm looking at my iPad and not my screen. That's why you always got two screens. Stop texting me, Fleck. I got this. All right. First in OPS. First in OBA. First. And what is this? Batting above BIP? Whoever made this slide should be shot. And I think I was the one that sent it in, so I'm not shooting myself because I don't believe it's suicide. But, again, please don't text me. Text me, because this is what I got so far. He was drafted in 2015, first round, 26 overall by the Angels. You drafted by the first round in baseball, you're supposed to be a stud. Baseball got like 30-something rounds, 32, 36. So if you get the first round, you're going to be a stud. At least you're supposed to be. So he was a career 249 hitter. Career 22 home runs. Career 72 RBIs. Career. That's some of what he did this year so far. 7 home runs, 17 RBIs, 367 batting average, .490 on base percentage. That's insane. Considering where you started and where you're at this year, I'm glad he got it together. Maybe he was moving positions. He was drafted as a third baseman. His first few seasons, he struggled. They said, you know what, let's throw him in the outfield. He moved to the outfield last season. Ended the season kind of all right. And he's doing his thing. And he's one of the main reasons with Taylor Ward, Shohei Ohtani, and Mike Trout. Remember, a few shows ago, I should say, Taylor Ward is the reason why Justin Upton was cut. That's why they're paying him $24 million to sit down somewhere on a beach while drinking a mimosa. I don't see how we got the bad end of this deal either. Like, if I'm getting paid $24 million, cut me. And I'll just sit my ass down somewhere and enjoy, whatever this is. Speaking of enjoying, let's enjoy this career, 19-year career for said Yadier Molina, first ballot Hall of Famer. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. First ballot Hall of Famer. So what did he do while we celebrated? As you can see on the screen, as I can see on the screen, 1,000 RBI. A lot of people might think it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. This is where rhetorically somebody behind me said, why is it a big deal? This is why it's a big deal. The 7th catcher in Major League Baseball history to have 1,000 RBIs. 7th. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know how many catchers they've been in Major League Baseball? No, I don't know if I can count that high. But 7. Prior to him, pause, he's the 8th. He's the 7th Cardinal in history to get 1,000 RBIs. Quick fact. Y'all might not have known that. But the 8th catcher in Major League history with 2,000 hits and 1,000 RBIs. That's crazy. If I can read off this list for you here. Johnny Bench, Yogi Berra, Ivan Rodriguez, Carlton Fisk, Gary Carter, Mike Piazza, and the recently retired 2018 Victor Hernandez. That's it. That is it. Hall of Fame careers. If you guys don't think he gets in, again, it's one man's opinion. I could be wrong. 2,000 hits, 1,000 RBIs, the 7th Cardinal in history to get to 1,000 RBIs. And the Cardinals been around for forever. They got, 11 World Series titles, the second most to the Yankees. Again, I'm just shooting from, everybody says shoot from the hip. You don't think from my hips. I think from my head. I'm shooting from my head. Okay, so I could be wrong. Fact check me, Google it. But I'm going with what I think I know. And this legendary career is Hall of Fame worthy. If you think not, keep it to yourself. Next slide, please. Let's talk about Feats. Speaking of Feats, F-E-A-T, feet, not F-E-T-T, feet. Christian Yelich, for those of you who don't know who he is the 2018 National League MVP. Why are we talking about him? Christian Yelich, he just tied a Major League record. He's the He's the 5th player to ever have 3 career cycles. Okay, tied Major League record. I'm reading my own chicken scratch and I'm struggling. Holy crap. 5th player in Major League history to hit for the cycle 3 times. Is that better? I think I said it better. Yeah, there we go. Feat, F-E-A-T. Not Boba Fett. Who said fat? Feet, Boba Fett. There's lots of ways of doing this, but we're not doing that. All right. The other players that do so, Bob Musial, Babe Herman. See how to pause for dramatic effect. Adrian Beltre and Trey Turner are players that we know, we grew up with, that has done this feat. Now, for those of you that don't know, and it's kind of a fun fact, I'm kind of wrapping up here shortly. Christian Yelich has accomplished this feat against the same team, all 3 times against the Cincinnati Reds. If I'm a Cincinnati Reds and I'm pitching against Christian Yelich, I'm walking him, point blank. I'll be damned he break the record and get 4 cycles against me. As bad as the Reds are, they probably can't even walk him right. I'm just saying, it's bad. Okay? But yeah, that's insane. All 3 cycles against Cincinnati Reds. 2018 MVP, 2019 runner-up to the MVP. So, hey, do what you do, Christian Yelich. Got plenty of time, too. Him and Trey Turner, either or could break this record. Trey Turner from the Dodgers is doing his thing. So, great job. Great job. Again, my hat is off to you. Yeah, I did my hair. I got the curls going. It's all good. All right, let's go to your players of the week. Now, these players of the week, mind you, are last week's, not this week. Get it? It's Thursday. The week's not over. Ha. Cool. Manuel Margot and Rowdy Tellez. Manuel Margot, 3 home runs, 2 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, a 500 batting average last week. Helped Tampa Bay win 6 out of 7 games last week without Manuel Margot. Again, they played the Seattle Mariners and Oakland A's. I get it. They didn't need these tremendous bats to go, but it helps when you're playing against bad teams because you're supposed to win them. They wake up every morning and look at them schedule and say, hey, we're playing the Seattle Mariners. That's a win. We're playing the Nationals. That's a win. Cincinnati Reds. That's a win. Hey, you're supposed to. Good teams wake up knowing they're going to win against bad teams. So good job to Manuel Margot. Rowdy Tellez batted .321 with 12 RBIs. Last week they won 4 out of 6. He had 9 hits, but out of those 9 hits, 7 went for extra base hits. That's crazy. Extra base hits, if you don't know, is doubles or more, double, triple home runs. So my hat's off again to Rowdy Tellez and Manuel Margot. That is my show for this week. But before I go, the time is, I was thinking with the success of the Yankees and Mets so far, knock on wood, uh, obviously one can't help but think about the 2000 Subway Series, right? So I went back, way back in the memory bank while I can. The time is October 21st, 2000. Why October 21st? That was game one of the Subway Series, as they say. But it's also game one of the 2000 World Series. Where was I at? I was in Germany, 1920, 20 years old, maybe 21, probably 21 or 20. Whatever. Either way, for those of you who don't know, that there's a time difference, a huge time difference, probably 6-7 hour difference. So these games came on at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Was I watching it? You damn right I was watching these games at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And game one, the Yankees won in 12 innings. Now, that's important because I'm pretty sure I missed it. I missed it because I was just a specialist who had to go to PT. Damn you, Army. Now, 12 innings is a long time. 12 innings is a long game. And they won in the bottom of the 12th inning. Jose Vizcaino with a base hit against Turk Wendell. Crazy name, right? Turk Wendell. But that was the bottom of the 12th. Yankees went on to win that game and eventually went on to win the World Series. Game 5 was on October 25th or the 26th for myself. I dozed off during that game because it was early in the morning. And while the Yankees were celebrating, a friend of mine is knocking on my door celebrating. That's how I came to know that the Yankees won that World Series. Felt kind of bad because I didn't watch the last out, but I was there in spirit, passed out on the couch. And this is 2000 couch now. We're not talking about the recliner couches or the comforter couches or the vibrating couch or the couches that has the USB plugs. We're talking about the year 2000, where if you land on the wrong spot, you're either going to bounce off because it's so hard or your back is hurting because it's so stiff. We're talking about those couches. I fell asleep in those couches. But this story is all because the Yankees are 22-8 and the Mets are 22-11. Are we here to see the 2022, 22 years later, World Series? As a New Jerseyan who roots for the Yankees, so everybody thinks I'm a New Yorker. I am not. I am rooting for at least half of it, which is the Yankees, right? The Yankees making the World Series. And for my late, great friend who left us, departed, God bless your soul, Anthony Fuquan Johnson, was a Mets fan. Sure. Let the Mets make the World Series. I am up for another Subway Series here in the year 2022. Thank you for watching. I would like to say thank you to my production squad, Flectron Moore and Jimmy James Bilbo. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Much love for my brothers, Desmond Big Rob Robinson, our voiceover for Al Green. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for their support. Thank you for Pride and Passion Sports Talk on Facebook. My brothers, my sisters, everybody share. If you're not watching live, still share. Share. Go on YouTube. All Sports Matter. Share. Watch. Tomorrow night, we'll be back on the All Sports Matter podcast as we discuss the NFL schedule. The NBA playoffs. Some might end tonight, right? Depending on what Miami do. I think Miami's playing tonight. And Phoenix plays tonight as well, if I'm not mistaken. Playing, I should say. Miami. So stay tuned tomorrow as we discuss that and a couple other things. Support. We love you guys. We love your support. We love what we do. We're just here to have fun. Thank you guys for a great show.
1 out in the ninth, 6-5 Philadelphia. Stottlemyre and Castillo throwing in case of extra innings. Fastball is hit to left field, down the line, in the corner, home run. Joe Carter hits the 2-1 pitch over the left field wall. And the Toronto Blue Jays come back with 3 in the bottom of 9th inning to become the world's champions yet again.